quarreling in the name of dharma, in the name of religion, in the name of Vedic culture, I think there is something lacking in their realization. I think they are not spiritually very advanced.
If you look at such a person from a mature perspective, you will just say, what an inspiration for me. If you look from the immature perspective, you will say, this person is following some wrong philosophy, I reject them. As you said, Govinda Maharaj had first attracted you and you had taken initiation from him. And shortly after, he disappeared. And so maybe talk us, how was that for you and how was the process for the Sangha in general?
As soon as Guru disappears, so what they do, they try to take the privilege to take over the organization.
Sometimes when they think Guru is not there, police is not watching, and I can do whatever I want. And
we should stick to Guru's always.
So Jai Gurudev, today I am here with Swami Bhakti Vedanta Muni Maharaj, and I'm very glad to have you here, Maharaj. This is the Thinking Bhakti podcast, and today I'd like to talk to you about a wide variety of topics. But first, Maharaj, if you could tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to spiritual life, to renounce the way you have, for our listeners to be introduced to your life and to your work.
So by the causeless mercy of Krishna, I was born in a family of devotees. So my parents were very high-class devotees. So from very young age, I had this chance to associate with great devotees, saintly persons, and Vaishnavas. So I had a natural attraction for that. Because many they born in devotee family, but they have not attraction. But I had a natural attraction for devotional life. So, but father inspired us to sing Kirtans, sit in Kirtan, read Bhagavad Gita, and books like this. Although I was, as a student, I was attracted to study also. So I started my study, I was good in my study. But this was inside to attract to devotional path. But when my brother, who was in ISKCON that time, so he inspired me to give Srila Prabhupada's books and lectures. So I was so much attracted. So I was so much attracted to Prabhupada's lectures. So I used to hear that. Our students, they used to hear music and the Walkman, but I used to listen to lecture discourses. It was very interesting for me. So this is how I was attracted to this path more and more. Then I started following Ekadasi, chanting Harinam Mahamantra. And time came when I was in high school, completed my high school. I wanted to renounce home. Because why? Because I like to live like devotees live in temple. Devotees live in when I see them, I was attracted. Oh, this type of lifestyle I need. I don't like to stay with people like this and struggling. And they're in so much anxiety, but they are very blissful and very happy, and I want to be like that. My brother told me, you are too young now, you should study a little bit more. But then I continued a little bit more few years in college and like that. But time came, I could not stay anymore at home. I could not stay anymore with this type of life and study and college and school, this and this. So then I decided to leave home. But my father was very close to me. I mentioned it to my father that my mind is no more in study anymore. Because I am going to college, but I cannot read the books. My mind mostly, I would like to read Bhagavad Gita, to speak to sadhus and this type of environment. And don't like this. My father told, it is good sign if you want to go home, but I want that you should be a good sannyasi. That's why you should not never come back again. So father was very good. My father has always supported me. My mother was a little bit against it. But my father told, don't mention anyone, you just leave. So I left home and came to temple. And I met my Guru Maharaj, Gour Govinda Goswami Maharaj. And actually I was attracted to him also. After Prabhupada, I was attracted to him. That's why I came to his temple. And he was such a powerful sadhu that in first darshan, when the first class I was sitting there, he answered all my questions, doubts, whatever was there. Only next thing remained in my life to serve him. Nothing remained. After one class, lecture I heard from him, then Guru Maharaj was very, very powerful sadhu, and he could know everything, what I'm thinking, everything. So in next day, I think in next couple of days, he called me once to his room by himself and asked me everything, and I told about myself. And Guru Maharaj told, I want you should never leave me. So I was, my spiritual life is not like I artificially tried to renounce, but it was spontaneous, as if I am fit for that type of lifestyle. This is how I lived in my spiritual life. And then Guru Maharaj, by his association, to my spiritual life continued. And this is all by Krishna's mercy. I was reading because I was interested to read Bhagavad Gita, remember slok. It was spontaneous for me. So when the temple president, before initiation, they do interview. They ask questions on Bhagavad Gita, this and this. But I could answer all his questions. And he asked many, many questions. I answered everything. So my Guru Maharaj, it was reported to Gurudev that a young boy came, but he knows everything, maybe more than us. So what we'll do? Guru Maharaj told he is qualified to preach, and he'll give class, but when he'll be initiated. So my first class in temple, in ISKCON temple, was when I was initiated. That day was first Bhagavad Gita class I gave in temple. I remember. So Gurudev was very loving to me, very like your own child.
How old were you when you took initiation, right?
I was like 20 years old. I was 20.
Giving class?
Giving class. I started giving class. Before I was preaching, like we distribute books. When my student life also I did. But in giving class in a temple, in front of devotees and audience, it was not easy. But this is by Gurudev's mercy. I was not nervous in speaking, but I was nervous in singing.
I can very much relate.
My singing career was different. My brother discovered actually. He brought me to front. I was singing alone, but he liked that I have a good voice. He was a good singer, Kirtaniya. So then he brought me to ISKCON temple for Janmashtami, did a rehearsal with a professional artist, and asked me to sing. So I started singing like that.
Nice.
So Gurudev also was attracted to. This is how my spiritual life began, and then continued further.
So your mother, she only found out after you already left home.
Yeah, mother was, because mother never believed, because I was, why mother did not believe that I will renounce, because I was very lazy.
Okay.
I was not doing my own things, like, cleaning your room, washing your clothes. I was not doing my own thing. I don't know and learn anything. To come to temple, you should be learn everything from home. So I was very lazy person, but good in study. But other things I was very, very lazy.
Right.
That's why mother did not believe that I will leave home. But when I left home, she thought that I will come back. The day I was leaving, she told, you will come back in few days. Return. Because temple means very austere life. You cannot stay in austere life. But my austerity was based on attraction to my Guru Maharaj. Because I was attracted, so I was ready to do anything. Any seva, any situation, any circumstances. Not asking for clothes, not asking for any personal will. Anything available, I was just comfortable there.
Right. It's a good example, because I think when the heart is attracted in that way, you get the grace to achieve whatever you need to do. Even if before you were one way, you become a new way after the attraction. So makes sense. So then, okay, you got involved with singing Kirtan, with preaching at a young age. And from that point of initiation from Govinda Maharaj, how did that then progress into taking sannyas? At what time did you take sannyas?
In beginning, I had no desire that one day I will become a sannyasi or preach all over world or travel everywhere. This was not my intention. This was just Guru Maharaj engaged me in preaching. So Gour Maharaj engaged. He used to send me to college, universities, to school, to villages, different types of audience. Like in village, people are different. Those who are educationalists to going to college, different. They understand differently. We have to make seminars, different topics discuss. So I used to prepare, and so Gurudev found my talent. He gave me one instruction. He told me, wherever you are, you should preach the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is what his instruction I remember very clearly. So that instruction always I was always remembering. So Guru Maharaj want me to preach. So when Gurudev, the time came when Gurudev disappeared from this world. It was very, very shocking period for me in the year 1996. So I had few years association only at that time. So Guru Maharaj disappeared. Then at that time I could not decide what to do. And but by devotees, some devotees inspired me. Oh, you can visit Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj in Vrindavan. Gurudev was a very close friend of him. Mm-hmm. So I visited him. He told me that I will give you sannyas soon. This is how he inspired me to bring you further in renounced life. Although I was renounced, like we have brahmacharya ashram, no?
Yes.
I was there, but he inspired more to sannyas life. He asked me first time that I would take sannyas in the age I was at that time 27 years old.
When he asked you?
He asked me first time to take sannyas. But that time I told I want to wait some more period. But then in few years I was ready. Like you can tell, when I was 31 years, after 4 years, I was ready I was thinking I should become sannyas. That is my goal. So then Gurudev gave me sannyas that year.
Very nice. And so you mentioned that you were brahmachari before, and then eventually we were requested to take sannyas and you accepted it. Did you feel any big difference between being brahmachari and sannyas?
For me, no difference. The day I left home till now, I feel the same. For me, spiritual life is same like since beginning till now. Difference I only feel because of the advancement.
Right.
Because day by day, when we associate with sadhus, associate my Gurudev and other advanced Vaishnavas, and then I feel the changes in me. My nature was not like this before. I feel my nature like the lust, greed, the tendencies, our attraction for different material objects, our thinking process, everything I felt day by day it is changing. So that changes happened, and in scripture it is mentioned. When you practice devotional service, then your unwanted things will be removed from your heart and will be progress step by step. I feel these changes. I felt these changes and certain stage when Guru Maharaj gave me sannyas. Even physically, I did not have no association after some time, but still I never feel absence of my Gurudev. Never. I always feel. Even Gurudev comes in dream also sometimes. But I always felt like my Gurudev is with me, and the advancement of spiritual life, this is the thing always I felt till now also. Day by day, I feel like I'm advancing, and the day when sometimes I feel that my advancement is checked, then I examine myself if I'm doing any mistakes, or I try to reform myself, rectify myself. I see inside me if I'm doing anything wrong. So this is how my Gurudev taught me, and I do like that. And then I again rectify, move forward.
Very nice. So the biggest change was really like this anartha nivritti, feeling that this is going away.
Realizations. These are anartha nivrittis, the changes I feel always.
Very nice. Okay, Maharaj. So this is a nice short summary of how you became what you are now. I wanted to discuss one thing, and I think as you, of course, born and lived in India, you will have experienced this a lot. As you associate with other Vaishnavas, as we start to preach and we start to spread, what I've experienced in my almost 20 years now doing similar service is that sometimes there is harmony between different Vaishnava Sampradayas or different Sanghas. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there is conflict. Sometimes there is division. And I wanted to discuss maybe some of the reasons why that happens, some of the observations, some of the insights that we can share about maybe how to improve that also, because it's good to be practical. So what is your experience preaching already from a young age till today? Like what kind of, let's say, experiences have you had in these contacts of different Sanghas?
Yeah.
Do you see more the harmony, the division? What has been your experience, Maharaj?
Yes, I have a lot of experience in this regard, that how to deal with different communities of Vaishnavism. Because my father was not in the line of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
Okay.
This is how I experienced. He was a Vaishnava, but in this Gaudiya Sampradaya, but Nityananda Parivar. But when I came in contact with ISKCON, like Srila Prabhupada's movement, then I found the differences. This is very young age, no? This age of 12. So then I used to talk to my father. My father was very good Vaishnava. He is very, very. I actually, this answer, it is inspiration to remember him. Because my father used to, he was a different Sampradaya Vaishnava. In their Sampradaya, they don't chant Mahamantra loudly. They chant Mahamantra, but not so much. They chant Bhajanitaya Gora, this, something like that. So I found the difference, and I asked my father. My brother used to preach little bit differently. He tell, no, this is bona fide, this is not like that. My father is not telling that. My father used to explain me very nicely. You see, we are all in the family of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are in different line. You should follow your Gurudev. If you are attracted to Prabhupada, you follow him wholeheartedly. My permission is that he never forbid that you don't chant Mahamantra loudly. I am following my Gurudev. You follow your Gurudev, your spiritual master, and your Shiksha Guru. You follow wholeheartedly, follow him. And he gave full support in following. He told any Vaishnava in the line of a disciplic succession, there is 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, Sri, Rudra, Brahma, Sanaka. The 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, any line, any bona fide Vaishnava, you should never neglect them, you should be respectful to them. But follow wholeheartedly your Guru Parampara fully. Because you will get perfection, you will attain Krishna Bhakti fully by following your Gurudev. But same time, be respectful to all acharyas, all Vaishnava Sampradayas, everything. So that is how my journey started. Whenever I met, because Odisha full of, this spiritualism.
Yeah.
There are many schools of Vaishnavism, many devotees, Vaishnavas, also Shakta, many different. So I always be respectful. There's anybody involved in our Vedic culture, I always respect them. I try to find, instead of finding fault, I try to find good qualities which is useful for us, and I adopt in my life. Because this is how we can grow. Because our Bharatiya Indian culture is very, very vast. Because there, according to Bhagavad Gita, if one studies Bhagavad Gita very carefully, Krishna is not actually negativating different classes of devotees. Even somebody attracted to different demigods, different Devi Devatas, Krishna also inspired them that don't reject them, and they should be attracted, they should follow their faith, and ultimately they will come to me.
Yeah.
Because, and also he's giving more confidential instruction for his own devotees, but same time also Krishna inspiring this. Bhagavad Gita, he has complete science about this. So, my opinion is that those who are following this path, spiritual path, or you can tell that Vedic culture, or any of the bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya, they should be respectful to one another. They should be respectful to each other. They should not be disrespectful. But you asked me that why difference is happening. The difference is happening because we are so much narrow-minded. When you're narrow-minded, you don't see in a positive way. You don't see in a wide vision or in the broad sense. Then you'll find the differences. Even you'll find differences with your own God brothers. Even you'll find fault in your own guru. What to speak of others.
Yeah.
That's why to understand in this way, you have to be advanced in devotional life.
Yeah.
When somebody is advanced in bhakti, advancement will happen when you will try to overcome your own sensual pleasure or your personal things. You will come to spiritual, to serve Bhagavan or practice the bhakti. That time you are more above the materialism. So then when advancement happens, then your vision will be wide. You will understand everything positive way. Because everywhere we have to learn something. Anything is, any Vaishnavas, they all part of bhakti and the part of our Vedic culture.
Yeah.
So always it is not different from Bhagavad Gita. There is nothing different from Bhagavatam. There is teachings you can see. This is from Bhagavad Gita. This is from Bhagavatam. But when you think that you are more perfect, you are great, you are perfect, others are inferior, you have this ego. This is a material quality. This will overpower you, control you, if you are not properly practicing your devotional life. If properly practicing, then this thing ego, this false ego will not control you. It cannot control you. You will be under control of false ego if you are not properly practicing spiritual life and you are under control of material nature.
I love this answer, because what my Gurudev always, it makes him very sad when he sees, first of all, what you mentioned, also God brothers fighting with each other, criticizing Guru, criticizing all of this. Because, Vaishnava Dharma, in a sense, is telling us to live at the most exalted type of life, and then even this type of thing is going on. And I think one of the observations that he has made, and that I share, is, of course, when Vaishnavas fixate too much on the theoretical, and they don't live the reality, they don't do the sadhana, they don't actually try to cultivate qualities, but they just live in the philosophical bubble or in the theoretical bubble, then the differences become much bigger, because philosophically there will be some distinction, in Siddhanta there will be some distinction, and then because they don't have, as you said, in a sense, this practice, this living reality that can give them this wider vision, the divisions start to become bigger than they should be. It's almost like a neglect of self-development, of character, that then leads to these problems. And so one of the things that practically people can do to try to overcome this is become more secure in their own path. Because somehow it's insecurity, like when there's this insecurity about their own sadhana, their own Guru Maharaj's instructions, then they start to point fingers and fight and all this kind of fault finding. But you said also one thing, Maharaj, that I'm curious to maybe dive into a little bit, that from your father you got this inspiration to respect and to really. But you said that your brother was preaching a little differently. Do you think he wasn't as impacted by your father, or there was some other influence there? Because it was different, you said.
Difference is there, because we are 5 brothers.
5.
And they all has love and affection for father. But I don't know about them, but I can tell this for myself. I followed my father most. I find they followed less. So that's why I always, till last time, my father 2 years ago left his body, always I had contact with father. Because Sannyas, I don't keep contact with any family members. But my father, because he was my Siksha Guru, I always contacted him. And his bhajan, his spiritual practice was very high class. Very high. So he always gives example. Sometimes I cannot solve something, then father gives instruction, do this, do that. So it was not only by material father, but he was like a guru for me, Siksha Guru. So my father, my brother, their understanding was different, because they had association with more organizational oriented. I found that they're more attached to institutions, they listen to others, preachers like that. But I was, because I'm in contact with father, so by mercy of my father, I could see the sadhus, great sadhus. Like I am giving one example. My father always speak, Guru should be like this, that, like that. The Guru Gita Maharaj is speaking, your Guru Maharaj speaking. This I read long ago. My father's spiritual master, he wrote a book, Guru Gita, commentary on this from Puran, Skanda Puran. This is how when I heard, I read that book partially, some part. So my father used to explain, Guru should be like that. So when it was in my vision, there was always a ideal form of Guru like that. So when I came with my brother to ISKCON temples, I'm not offending anyone, but it was within me. So I came to meet many sannyasis, gurus. I respect them always. But I was still curious, who will be my Guru? So I was in search. My searching was not came to end when I met some sannyasis Guru. Others will, this is my Guru Maharaj. But I was always keep on searching. So I was not still satisfied. I'm still waiting. Who will be my Gurudev? So but then when I heard about Guru Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj, I met, associate with some of his disciples. And then I came to see him. Then in first meeting, I said, this is my Gurudev.
Yeah.
Because all this vision developed in me, the thoughts about Guru, this all completely satisfied. Oh, this is my Gurudev. So this is how my father taught me. But same time, I was also respectful. They are also Guru, other my Guru Maharaj, God brother, Siksha Gurus, other Sannyasi, Swamis in our temple organization. I respect them, I see them as Siksha Guru. This is how my father taught me. So you Siksha Guru, they will be teaching you like that, but your Guru will be this. Like your father and these are uncles, like that.
Right.
So this is that continues. So always any advanced Vaishnava sadhus I see, so I always be respectful. There is always chance to learn something from them. And same time, I follow my Gurudev very strictly.
Again, I love it. But one of the things you said that I think really is important, I think, to highlight. You had the vision of what the ideal guru would be given by your father, and you met many persons that could theoretically qualify for this position, but the feeling was not there that this is the one. And so I think sometimes people forget that, again, you can have the theory, you can have the list, but feeling has to be there. You have to recognize that this is really ultimately in my heart, there's the attraction. And it's not a superficial attraction, it is something much deeper. We're just finishing now one of our books that we're writing, a team of us, a Siddhanta commentary from my Gurudev's, let's say, philosophy. And we speak about a concept called pratibhigya, which is this idea of that we have an inner recognition. It's not an external sensory recognition, but an inner recognition that there is some connection here. There is something, let's say, even transcendental to some extent that is happening when you meet your guru, because it's not an intellectual process.
No.
Sometimes it's the most difficult question to answer. People ask you, how did you know he was your guru? And you say, I felt it. Immediately I felt it. But if I try to intellectually unpack this for you, you will not understand.
No.
There is no explanation to give to you.
No. Like
for why for one person it feels, the other person doesn't feel, and vice versa. So this is very nice what you're sharing, because it completely matches my experience also, and so many devotees that I know. And so I think it highlights the bigger point, as I said, which is some matters are a matter of experience, of personal experience, and how can you then criticize, and how can we point fingers when something is so profound and so deep, and it's not intellectual, it is experiential. Very difficult to criticize and you know, in a sense, point fingers at this type of thing. So, okay, very nice. I think that your father is the main influence in this attitude. One further question on this, because I'm familiar with the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, of Govinda Maharaj, of Narayana Maharaj, and one of the things that, of course, they have to deal with preaching in the West also, or to Westerners, or trying to, in general, propagate Vaishnavism, is that there will be some counter response from other religions, sometimes atheism, secularism, whatever it may be. And sometimes, from my experience, they can take a strong position, even a harsh position, against these criticisms. How do you feel that sometimes the devotees misunderstand this attitude of, let's say, strength and let's say, resistance to these kind of things? Because I feel like sometimes they take this position of these great gurus, and then they become just confrontational, even to, as you said, to their own god brothers, like almost like a misguided inspiration. Because they were so tough, sometimes I must also be tough. Do you feel like there is some problem there? Like people sometimes misunderstand this attitude?
Yeah, misunderstand this attitude. I'm giving my experience from this. Actually, my Gurudev, still Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj used to tell, there was one incident I'm telling, about preaching, Gurudev's preaching, and some devotees, they complained about to my dealings with them. So then Gurudev called me and asked me, why not you preach and deal the way I am doing? So I told Gurudev, you are Guru, I am a disciple. Disciple cannot be equal to Guru. Disciple should do according to his level. So I'm telling that this is devotees, what they do mostly, we have called, there is a term called Anukaran and Anusaran. Anusaran means perfectly following Guru's instruction. Guru, Shastra, Sadhus, other Shiksha Guru instruction, following them, adopt in our life. That is completely, perfectly following. And Anukaran means like imitation. It is actually artificiality. Artificially following, imitating some great personality. Sometimes acharyas did like that. Sometimes they try to cut the misconceptions, they become hearts like that. They can do that. The acharyas, their position is very, very advanced. And according to like Shankaracharya, Ramanuja Acharya, we see the Acharya's life, they did like that. Many times they reform things, correcting, but their level is very, very high. Acharyas, they according to time, place, circumstances, they did. But we cannot imitate the Acharyas. We have to follow according to a devotee's our level. So what is, I told Guru Maharaj that I did not give the explanation, I'm giving to you. I just told that I should deal according to a disciple of you. I have to keep your image, your prestige first. Secondly, I should deal which is benefit for other devotees. And this is whatever doing according to your teachings, but in a level of disciple. Not in becoming a guru. Oh, Gurudev doing, I am also doing. So this is imitation. So this problem happens while devotees, they forget their own level, they forget their own spiritual position, they imitate for a higher personality or artificial personality they create themselves. So I am this. This position created by themselves. They don't deserve this position. So when somebody is doing, but this is quarrel. When somebody is quarreling in the name of dharma, in the name of religion, in the name of Vedic culture, I think there is something lacking in their realization. I think they are not spiritually very advanced. If somebody is spiritually advanced, is in a higher level, they will not do this. This is what my opinion.
I agree. Your imitation point is excellent.
Yeah.
Because I think what people do when they imitate the externality, but they don't imitate the inner reality.
No, they don't follow the sadhana. They want to go shortcut way.
It's like, okay,
they put dress like that,
that's it,
speak like that, the styles, everything. But internally, how much that sadhu has done sadhana to reach that level, they don't want to take that austerity. They don't want to internally develop themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, Guru Maharaj has spoken like this, he has behaved like this, I'll behave the same way. Okay, but do you have the same inner realizations of Guru Maharaj? Because you have to speak from the same position.
Cannot.
And that's a really important point. Especially because in the modern world, they always use this line, you must practice what you preach.
Yeah.
And so there's very much this idea that whatever whatever Guru says, he must also follow. There cannot be any difference between the two. And I've never been comfortable with this because look at it from this perspective. If Guru Maharaj is up here and I'm down here and he is speaking to instruct me how to behave down here, why should he behave as if he is down here when he is not? So it doesn't make sense that I should demand my Guru, you please behave like an unqualified person.
No, not always. It's not possible for them.
What is the point? Then it's like they have to fake that they don't have certain realizations, or they have to fake that they don't have certain level. It doesn't make sense.
It is up to him. He can do, he may not do, but we have to remain according to
That's it. And I think sometimes it's also important to remember, sometimes he can give the example, true, that we can follow at the level, but sometimes he will also show a higher level for inspiration, because we can say, one day I want to be like this, or I would like to achieve this, or I would like to, And so I think sometimes this difference needs to be remembered so that people don't start to imitate, like you said, Maharaj.
Yeah.
You mentioned before the four bona fide Sampradayas, but of course there are also Vaishnavas outside of these four bona fide Sampradayas, also very sincere people who are trying to also serve Shri Hari. What is your opinion? How should they be, let's say, engaged with? What is your, let's say, general understanding of how strict the four Sampradaya idea is, or how, let's say, dispersed? I'll give you an example. For example, you have Ramanandi Sampradaya. Initially, they were in Ramanuja Sampradaya, but then they have some distinction in Siddhanta, so they have their own Ramanandi Sampradaya. But they are somehow by Diksha still connected, but some will consider them, okay, this is already outside of the four bona fides. Some will say, well, by connection. Similarly, Gaudiya Sampradaya, because it's by Diksha Madhva Sampradaya, but then some Siddhanta is different, and so they'll say, well, is this not? So how strict or how, let's say, wider should we have this vision of bona fide Sampradayas? What is your take on that?
I can tell you, see, internally we don't know somebody's everything, no, because only we see the external things, no, where it happened, where somebody went, which association, but internally we don't know somebody's path, how followed, which line. That's why I don't want to comment on this, but I will suggest one thing, that if somebody is chanting Harinam, somebody chanting the names of the Lord and doing devotional, following the 9 limbs of Navada Bhakti, we should be respectful to them. We should be respectful to them, because then we can have a unity in our Vedic culture. Otherwise, there will be disunity and there will be so many things on this. That's why about this Shastra telling something, Shastra telling bona fide like this. But actually, really, we are many, suppose, came in Gaudiya line. Whether really they are bona fide in line, they are not. If they examine themselves, they have deviated so much from their Guru and Guru Parampara. That's why about this, I'm not qualified to analyze these things, because this is difficult thing. We cannot really analyze people. But somebody telling that a branded, I am initiated from this line, whether we are following perfectly or not.
That's true.
If we analyze, and we are not properly doing. So we cannot claim that we are completely 100%. But we can see from which we see from external point of view, because we cannot see, only Krishna knows the heart. Bhagavan sees internally everyone, all these, but we will see externally. We see we are engaged in chanting Harinam, we are following the limbs of bhakti, practicing, we are engaged in devotional service. So it is auspicious for us, and one day will reach Krishna. This is what our goal will be. Because if we are not chanting the names of the Lord, we are not following the Yuga Dharma, not following the chantings of the name, so then we will not be getting benefit. It will not be auspicious for us. In this way, I think we should understand. We're reading Bhagavad Gita, following Bhagavad, Shastra following, chanting Harinam, doing devotional service. That means one day we'll be delivered from this ocean of birth and death. So that's why this way we should understand. Otherwise, we cannot really very typically analyze. Nobody will be able to analyze actually. Perfectly, somebody is perfectly doing that.
So many problems we'll find, and then
will we only find faults? If somebody will analyze, one should be so perfect like Bhagavan. Somebody is like me, Acharya, like very, very perfected soul. They can analyze, but we cannot analyze in that way. They can analyze, they can see, because they can see past, present, future, like Rishi is good to see. They can tell this. But we are not authority to judge these things like that. We can see that, I see in that way, that somebody chanting Harinam, somebody doing devotional bhakti, practicing, following Shastra, so will be delivered.
That should be
one day,
focus.
Definitely will be delivered.
Perfect. One thing you said before that I also really liked, you said that if we see somebody and they're doing something from a different line, but still, if I find good quality in them, I can take some inspiration from that for my own improvement. I always find this to be the best, because one of the things that my Gurudev taught us is, take even saints from different religions, even say some Christian saint or somebody like this. Of course, you don't have to take their philosophy or their belief system, but if they have, for example, great humility, or very good discipline, or very good dedication, because, okay, again, dedicated to something that is a different idea, but the quality itself is still there. Extreme dedication, extreme humility, extreme devotion. He says, if you look at such a person from a mature perspective, you will just say, what an inspiration for me. If you look from the immature perspective, you will say, this person is following some wrong philosophy, I reject them, right? And so he said, there is a middle ground where you can say, I don't need to take everything from them, but why should I reject the inspiration of the good qualities? Right? And like that, we can create a much more beneficial, let's say, view on the world, no? So this matches, I think, what you were saying earlier, and I think this very mature vision.
That should be always, actually. Always, we cannot really find perfect, even when we read Bhagavatam, a beginner, even a devotee is reading Bhagavatam and reading about even Krishna's pastimes or Lord Ram's pastimes, in many things you'll find also come that you will not understand or find negative qualities. That's why this scripture should be read under guidance of a bona fide Guru. Then we'll explain the things the way the purport is required, explanation is required. Similarly, to a great sadhu, like good qualities will not manifest like with anyone. If somebody has devotion, will manifest. Bhagavatam is saying this sloka, Jasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunis tatra samasate sura. The good qualities of the demigods or saintly qualities or Bhagavan's the best qualities, which is like in mode of Sattva Gun or Suddha Sattva, this quality will only manifest if somebody has devotion in heart. But it's not that all the qualities will be everywhere in play, but partially even manifested. We should accept that partially manifested. Like sometimes no cloud, full sunlight you get, but sometimes partially sun is covered, but still sunlight we accept. So similarly, wherever we meet any sadhu or any spiritualist sadhana, they're doing bhakti, they're doing their devotion, but we find the good qualities, we should know that this is coming from Krishna. This is not
the same one.
in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan saying this. Any good quality you see, you should think that this is coming from Krishna.
Yes.
Even the taste in the water, this taste in the thing, the quality, this coming originally coming from the God. Originally coming from
Fragrance
Krishna.
of the earth, all of this.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
everything.
Yes, yes.
So in this way one should understand, take it and should not criticize or should not, you can offend somebody. Yeah. These things should not do. If you do this, then you will be offending Krishna. You are offending Bhagavan himself. That should not be offensive, should be respectful, because everybody is Krishna's part and parcel, and Bhagavan's quality manifesting in different way. So you have to see in that way.
Agreed. I think that's what makes chapter 10 one of the most beautiful chapters of Bhagavad Gita, if you understand it properly, because it makes you start to see Krishna in everyday situations, like you said, tasting water, in just mundane things. You think, even for example, and Krishna says that in the creatures of the sea, he is the shark. Even something so trivial like this, you think, okay, what is the information needed for? But you see a shark and you think, oh, Krishna. Like everything just becomes reference for Krishna, right? And this is a very nice way to look at the world. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so we can, I think, finish this topic of the Vaishnava, let's say, differences. I think your answers were very nice, Maharaj, giving this perspective of, real life practice and maturity and this realizations following what your guru is saying in a sincere way. I wanted to ask something else because I feel like it's something that you have a unique, let's say, experience with, and that in our movement we don't have this experience and hopefully will not have for many years. That is that two of your Guru Maharajas have disappeared, have left their bodies. And obviously that poses challenges, for yourself as an individual, for the wider community, for the Sangha. And, it is, again, as I said, nothing that we are looking forward to in our movement, but one day it will happen. And I think it would be good if we listen, if we hear some advices and some reflections from what that looks like and how it, to navigate that. And so, as you said, Govinda Maharaj had first attracted you and you had taken initiation from him. Yeah. And shortly after, he disappeared. And so maybe talk us, how was that for you and how was the process for the Sangha in general?
Achha. And how also to
overcome this.
Correct. So to understand this, we have to understand how we met our Guru, how Guru came in our life. That's very important to understand. To understand this answer, we have to understand also that how Guru came in our life. Just according to what I understood. So in simple words, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, saying that Krishna kripate Guru mile. By mercy of Bhagavan, we get Guru. By mercy. This is Krishna's arrangement. This is not our arrangement. We never knew our Gurudev. Even parents, we also get by mercy of Krishna. You can tell anybody. Without Krishna's desire, we will not get certain parents. No. So similarly, by Krishna's mercy, causeless mercy, we get Guru, and Guru is considered to be the embodiment of Krishna's mercy potency. Krishna Kripa Srimurti. Complete mercy of Bhagavan comes in your life as a Guru. That similarly, also Upanishad saying that Nayamatma pravachanena labhya na medhaya na bahuna srutena va jamay vaisha brunute tena labhya stasesa atma vibrunute tanumsyam. So the last part, that jamay vaisha brunute, if one is very sincere, one is sincerely praying to Krishna, sincerely praying to Bhagavan, maybe praying to Ram or his Ishtadev. So sincerely praying, oh Lord, please guide me, please send me Guru, give me shelter. So Bhagavan will just Jamevistu Brunute Tena Labhya Tasis Atma Vibrunute Tanum. So for him, Bhagavan arranges, by help of his Yogamaya Shakti, arranges a Guru in his life. So that means Guru came by arrangement of Krishna. So Guru is collectively, original Guru is Krishna himself. Krishna himself arranged Guru in your life.
Krishna is Jagat Guru.
Krishna is Jagat Guru.
Yeah.
We call collectively, Besti Guru, Samashti Guru. And he sent the individuals in your life. So my Guru Maharaj appeared in my life, when Srila Gour Govinda Maharaj. So that time we are, you can tell that we are new devotees. Guru Maharaj, we had very strong attachment. And suddenly Gurudev, when disappears, then this lacking will feel that. But that time, what to do? That time we have to, there is a, like a sadhu shastra guru. A Gurudev, in absence of Gurudev, physical absence of Gurudev, we try to remember him by help of sadhus and shastra. Sadhu means other great acharyas are present and shastra. By help of sadhu and shastra, we will try to understand our Guru more and more. The more we will understand Guru, then we will be more connected internally with Gurudev. The time will come that you will feel that Guru Maharaj is always with me. Our Srila Guru Maharaj, Gour Govinda Maharaj actually told this thing in explanation, that there are two types of disciples. Certain disciple, they are not very advanced, they are in neophyte state, I can not attend Nishtha yet fully. So these disciples, so when Guru leaves, they have a big loss for them. The chances is there that they will deviate from spiritual path. They will deviate. They will leave Guru. They can go to another Guru. They can go to another Guru, or they can give up bhakti, or they can enter into material life. This can happen. But those devotees are advanced beyond Nishtha. They attend Ruchi stage. For them, Guru never disappears. That means even Gurudev is disappeared, but they will feel the presence of Guru. So this happened in my life. Although I was feeling separation, but Gurudev came in my dream. So I am always present with you. Don't we go to Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj and I will there and take initiative there. I am with you. So Gurudev when appeared, then I felt like all separation gone. Like I felt the presence of him. He instruct me, guide me. Anytime I need Guru Maharaj, always guide me. So when disciple is really bhajan sadhana does advanced level, so Guru will be always present with me. Sri Guru, if Guru is like very advanced, he will be always present with me. So this is Guru's presence I felt. But devotees, those who are not very advanced, they feel separation. But those who are senior Godbrothers, they should help them. They should always keep them under their guidance with care, affection. They give the Guru's affection to them, guide them. Then they will not deviate from this path. Otherwise happen. Secondly, those devotees are not very advanced. As soon as Guru disappears, so what they do, they try to take the privilege to take over the organization or take position. In absence of Guru, there's nobody to chastise. So they choose wrong path. This is very, very dangerous. This happens actually everywhere happening, all organizations. Sure. In absence of Guru, Prabhupada's absence, this happened. My Guru Maharaj's absence, this happened. But those who are really advanced devotees, those who are really cultivated bhakti in a life, and they have really Guru Nishtha for the Gurudev, they will not do those things. They will sincerely, they will follow their path and they will remain away from this quarrel. Because dispute is very, very bad. That will give a very bad image of my Guru Maharaj. What if Guru Maharaj preached, his disciple doing this? It's bad image to Guru. So that's why is my suggestion, what I learned. That time we should remain away from this type of dispute and sincerely follow our Gurudev. Because that is the main thing. If we follow him sincerely, because Gurudev helping us, he will came in our life to give us Krishna. So we will attend Krishna Bhakti one day by Guru Maharaj's mercy. So we should continue our journey. And Gurudev's presence will be there. Gurudev always is helping us. If Gurudev directly, like Krishna arranging Guru for you, and Gurudev sent another personality with same qualities and will tell that, this is your Guru Maharaj. Now you have to take guidance from him. Like in my life happened, Gurudev told, go to Sri Narayana Goswami. Don't see difference in him, me and him. And
he told you this in the dream?
He told me. So that was a confirmation gave, then I took initiation from them, Guruji. So I felt always in my life they're both same. I felt them both same. And Guru Maharaj also, Narayana Goswami Maharaj also was dealing me like that. That's why devotees, those are senior disciples, they were feeling awkward that I came to new and came to him very new. I'm not senior, but Guru Maharaj is very keeping me very close to him, like he was keeping me. So Gaur Goswami Maharaj, same way he was dealing with me. So I felt my absence, but Guru Maharaj also gave us guidelines that after he leaves, what you do, sincerely following. Not remaining involved in so much politics or quarrel, disputes. You should sincerely practice your bhakti. That is the wealth I came to give you, not this material wealth. So I follow Guru Maharaj's order. Till now I'm following the good order. I feel happy and I feel also satisfied. When I feel within, I'm satisfied with my seva, my preaching or kirtan, whatever I do for Guru Maharaj's instruction. So when I feel satisfied, then I know that Guru Maharaj is pleased. Sometimes he may come as a dream to confirm. He may not come. It depends on him. But I feel the Guru Maharaj is happy, satisfied. Whenever I do seva like that. When I do mistake, then I feel Guru Maharaj is not happy. When we are advanced enough, no, we know what is Guru's test. Oh, Gurudev is not happy with this. We don't do that. So sincere devotee will always feel Gurudev is present and he will never deviate. He will always do same thing the way Gurudev was present his time and presence time what he was doing. He will do same thing, sincere way, not that take the privilege and take over and do wrong things. That is, I think, they're not best type of disciples. So we should not follow their example. Right. We should follow ideal disciples' examples. They always sincerely follow. Oh, my Srila Gaur Goswami Maharaj tell, Prabhupada is always with me. So he's chastising me, he's teaching me. I'm doing same thing always, like my Guru Maharaj is present. So disciples should always feel this. The Guru is always present, not that he left. If you see that he left, then he will do other things. Oh, let me enter into material life, do wrong things. Oh, Gurudev is not there. But if Gurudev is there, who will chastise me? Oh, no, I should be disciplined. I should remain more strict and good with he will be happy. So this is what my overview about this, beautiful. And this is our instructions which for the devotees in absence of Guru.
Beautiful, because I think it's that exactly what you say. Sometimes when they think Guru is not there, police is not watching, and I can do whatever I want, and this is a mistake. So you were saying that these two types of devotees, and so Kanishta in a way, no Nishta, then they should not be. They're in risk really when this happens. They will have some difficulty. Maharaj, when you took initiation from Sri Narayana Maharaj afterwards, were you criticized for doing this because you were before in ISKCON? No?
Yeah, they criticized me. They expelled from the organization. They told me you cannot no more. I had to pay. I did not know this will happen. Okay. Because Srila Gaur Goswami Maharaj, although he was in ISKCON, but he was very respectful to other sadhus. Like even Gaudiya Math Acharyas, they used to come together, satsang. We thought one Gaudiya family, never had different. Prabhupada also never had this vision, different, Gaudiya Math different, ISKCON different. But GBC had this. But Guru Maharaj, when disappeared, GBC took over this organization and the temple, and there were different rules. Which I was feeling that it is allowed, this is normal. So when I took initiation, I distribute sweets, prasadam to distribute. Some devotees are happy, and the managers are not happy. So the official told me you cannot. Then I asked my temple president, my senior god brother. I told, okay, according to you, what was best? Within organization should remain like this or not to advance, go to... Because my Guru Maharaj guided there to go there and to have this. And I also fully satisfied that he should be my initiating spiritual master. And you see, following your organizational rules will help me, or associating with the advanced sadhu will help me. What is best according to your opinion? He could not answer anything. If you tell that this is better, that means you have not learned anything from your Guru. Institutional side cannot be better than the association with advanced Vaishnavas. Always. Because we have come to this path for bhakti. And the great devotees of Krishna, if you associate with them, that is beyond institution, beyond boundaries, beyond limitations. This is what we learned. And I followed that.
Makes a lot of
So
sense.
then they told him, then don't serve in ISKCON. I said, no problem. I was a little bit, I felt so much hardships for that because organization had facility to do that. But I did not know this will going to happen. Even I knew I would also take this decision. But that time I had difficult time. I was out of organization, out of temple. I had very difficult life. But my Guru Maharaj, Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj, he gave me shelter. By his blessings, I overcame everything. He told, don't worry. Even any God brother help or not, but I am there with you. Anything you want to do, it will always happen in your life, and you will be always safe and secure and do bhajan. So wherever I came to Radhakund, I had nothing. Guru Maharaj's blessing, I got one place of land, and I'm now staying there doing bhajan there. I have a small ashram there. So by Gurudev's mercy, I think everything is possible. We should stick to Gurus always.
What do you think is the proper role of an institution? Like, what is the, let's say, proper purpose of it, and limits, maybe limitation of it? What is your opinion on that?
Yes, this is it was not my intention that all institutions are bad, but actually thing is that what my Guru Maharaj told, Srila Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj told that it is ISKCON now. Okay, this is International Society Krishna Consciousness, but what was Prabhupada's ideal society vision? What was the vision of Srila Prabhupada to make an ideal society? What should Prabhupada would be happy to do? How should be the organization? He gave some series of lectures about this. But GBC, they banned it, cannot publish this like that. But actually, we take the essence is that organization, institution is necessary. We know everyone that under the umbrella of institution, we can practice properly, we can be safe, secure, we can, everything is possible, easy. It is easier for somebody, devotees. But organization should be always under guidance of a pure devotee. If the Guru, the pure devotee, is guiding and under his guidance organization, that organization remains pure. So we should follow it. But what happens when the organization deviates from the original teachings of the Acharya, the original teachings of the Guru who made the organization, then problems happens and it becomes difficult for following spiritual life. Spiritual life can follow, but perfectly will not be able to follow. So our goal to follow Guru or follow the institution, because organization should be subordinate to the Guru. The Guru is telling everything, everything should be followed in the organization. Then organization remains safe and secure. But when the organization deviates from the Guru, maybe it happens after the absence of Guru, so then it is difficult for that organization, doesn't remain same, and I think becomes contaminated for spiritual practitioners. So this should not happen. In my opinion, that organization should always board members, those who are following the organization, governing body, they should take vow, we should strictly follow under Guru's instructions. And then a Guru will be pleased and organization will continue as it is. The day will deviate, then we will deviate from Guru.
Right.
This should be like this.
And maybe one of the ways to help with that is maybe transparency also.
Yeah.
Because as you said, governing body should still be there, and you need people to lead.
You need.
But they should not deviate, and so then it's like, who is, because Guru is not there, as you said, to chastise and to check. Who will check that they are keeping things in a nice way? And so I think transparency helps. I think there has to be some, we call it checks and balances. There has to be some way that we can make sure that there's not some deviation happening. But it's tough.
This is tough. But sometimes it's successful. Opinions. Sometimes many organizations I've seen after Guru lives even continues very nicely. Some places little deviation partially, not totally deviation, partially deviated. And some places they're perfectly following well. And some places totally deviated from Guru's instruction. So what can we do? This material world and this happens.
I think one of the
we should try to stick to the Guru's instructions. 100%. That's the best.
100%. I think one of the challenges is when I studied a little bit sociology of religion, where historically you see like how religious movements came and went away, so many of them, and you see that sometimes when the Guru is alive, there is a very big intensity, like it's very profound and sincere. And after the Guru leaves, there is always like a fork in the road where they have to make a decision. Do we continue with the same intensity? But naturally they will get sometimes a little less followers, little less, because the charisma of the guru is not there anymore. Or they say, okay, let's make it a bit watered down. Let's make it a bit
compromise.
Let's compromise, because then we are more socially acceptable and we are more integrating into society. And sometimes they do that and they actually grow. They get more followers, but in a more superficial way, like the essence, the depth. So sometimes it's size versus depth, like how much money you want to make, how many followers you want to have, but maybe you lose that real value at the depth of the practice. And I think that's something that it's a temptation. No? It's, in the end, it's like a material attraction that people will have.
Sure.
Numbers, followers, fame, money, all of these things. And
if the followers of Guru, these leading disciples, if they have reached a very advanced level, and they can continue properly, manage the organization, and certain principles will be compromised because Guru Maharaj is not there. But the main instructions, those who are really the pillars of the which Gurudev, these are the most, those things should not be compromised, in my opinion, because that is the goal of our to strictly follow spiritual path. So that will be, if that will be compromised, then it will become a material organization.
I agree.
So no more will be.
I agree. I was talking to Satyanarayana Das Babaji in Vrindavan, who's a friend of ours, and I was speaking with him, and he said from his experience, the only solution for this is that the Guru Maharaj has to give clear instructions about how to succeed him publicly. So there should be no dispute about this, because if it is given in private, somebody will always say, he told me that I should become the boss. And then who will dispute them, you know? There's I'll tell a short experience that happened in our organization. One time, my Gurudev, he faked his death just to teach a lesson. So he called a few of us and he said, today I'm going to die. I'm going to leave my body today. And he gave some instructions. You have to do like this, you have to do like this, you have to do like this. 3 or 4 of us only. And then he said, okay, now leave me in my room. I will be in front of my altar, my deity, and, you know, after some time you can come in. I will have left my body. And it was a shock for us, but we were, of course, I was trying to just, I was one of the persons, and I was trying to just remember the instruction, to be clear, not let emotion affect my memory. And okay. And as soon as he closed the door, I was thinking to myself, how will I tell this to everybody now? There's no proof. I will have to go and tell all the devotees, oh, you know, Gurudev said that I should be in charge of this, or I should be in charge of that. What if they don't believe me?
Yeah.
And already this stress started to come, because anybody can make a claim. Anybody can say, no, before he left his body, he told me this, he told me that. I had no proof. And I was really like concerned for this, because imagine I play this scenario in my mind. I will go and tell them, Gurudev said I should look after this ashram now. And they said, no, we don't believe you. I'll be so sad, because Gurudev really gave me the instruction and I cannot follow.
Correct.
Because the other people don't accept me to follow it. And so I was sitting there stressed, and one of my godbrothers was having a more emotional reaction to it. So I put this concern aside. I was just helping him process everything. Anyway, I went to the room afterwards, and, you know, shortcut of the story, in the end, he didn't leave his body. And we spoke about it afterwards. And he said that when I actually leave my body, I will not warn anybody. I will not, you know, tell you in advance. It will just happen. But it's good that you already start to understand what will be the challenge, what will be the situation, all of this. So he was teaching us something. And after that, I really felt, I spoke to all my godbrothers. We had a meeting afterwards with the sannyasis, and I said to them, this situation happened. What would you have reacted if I came and told you in a meeting? Because we have meetings in the, you know, governing group once in a while. So I told them, what if I came and now said I should look after the ashram? Would you believe me?
Yeah.
Some of them looked at me and they said, yes, because we know your character is good, right? And some said, it's not even about your character. Difficult for me to say I would believe, because I need to hear it from Gurudev's mouth. Otherwise, don't take it personally. It's not against you, but yeah. And I said, you see, there is the real challenge. Even my godbrothers are saying, maybe not. I don't believe, you know. And I thought to myself, it's clear and I said this to Gurudev afterwards, whatever your plan is, Gurudev, it needs to be said in writing, signed, video, just all the evidence we have, because these days we have all this luxury of video footage, audio footage, everything. Please, because as you said, I don't want these quarrels after you're gone.
Sure.
And if you have not given the clear instruction publicly, or at least recorded, it will be very, very difficult. I already felt a little bit in a fake situation, not even real. There already was this problem. Imagine if it was real. So
this would be clear instruction. That would be helpful.
Yeah. So then, back to your story, but passing on now to Narayana Maharaj. So Srila Narayana Maharaj, when he left his body, this was 2010, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. How did the Sangha cope with that? Narayana Maharaj's disciples, how was the situation there? Was it any different? Did you feel a big difference to when Govinda Maharaj left his body, or it was similar?
Nice. Guru Maharaj, Gour Govinda Maharaj's time, he was not the head of the organization.
Right.
You know this.
That is the difference.
Difference only happened that some of the sincere disciples like me and some of them, those who wanted to go to Gaudiya Math or any have a higher association, only they were banned, but others they're still continuing. So according to their understanding, but there is a organization, big organization, there is some compromising way they are doing, also following Srila Guru Maharaj, Gour Govinda Maharaj, but in a compromising way, which I can see that. But still they are following their Gurudev. What can be done? They cannot do more than beyond that, because Guru's presence is not there. But in the case of Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj, Guru Maharaj was here, everything. Guru Maharaj had no desire to, he is such a sadhu, he had no desire to make an organization actually, in beginning. He was with his Gurudev's organization, original Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti. But according to time, place, circumstances, he made another organization which was continuing. But Guru Maharaj had I saw that he was not attached to organization at all. He was not attached, because to him, disciples from different modes, all they came organization. They took Shiksha, took shelter of him. They all together stayed under Guru Maharaj. But he was not attached, and he also, but he gave clear instruction about sannyasis, that you called 25 sannyasis 2 years earlier, 1.5 years, you can tell 2 years earlier his departure, he called a meeting publicly, all the sannyasis present, and authorized them, you can officially initiate, accept disciples, and work together, and to remain like that. This instruction he gave. But although he gave instruction, but when he disappeared from this world, these sincere leading disciples did not follow this instruction. They did not unitedly work. Which Gurudev wanted, unitedly work. Did not unitedly work. He did not appoint one acharya.
Right.
He appointed many. That's why, and told them to work together. But they did not work together. They had those who were more close to him, like personal secretary, servants, so they took over, and among them also became divisions. So this is a very sad situation. But as I told you, in this situation we don't have to go into this, and we have to sincerely follow Guru's instruction. This is what Gurudev also told me. You don't have to do anything with this. It happened before his departure, 1 year earlier. They happened that they forced me to resign, or I resigned, or something. Met the circumstances to resign the organization. The Gurudev knew this, and I mentioned to him. He was at that time in a health sick condition. He told me, "Don't worry. This is what happened. Good. You don't have to worry about this organization. But you have to just sincerely follow wherever you are, and my blessings with you." So I thought Gurudev saved my life. That is what I wanted.
From that.
Yeah. So this is what happened. So this is no problem, but they are continuing. God brothers are continuing. Even the divisions happened, 2 divisions, they are continuing their own programs. But whenever there is invitation, I go there for programs, for giving lectures, or anywhere I go there. But I am good with them. But same time, I am not involved in the organization. But because more important is my spiritual life. Follow sincerely Guru's instruction. So that I am doing, continuing till now. This happened. So different, anything can happen. So this happened one type of thing.
Yeah.
What the Guru Maharaj decided.
But what would be so? I mean, one of the advices you're giving therefore is to focus on not compromise your spiritual life.
Yeah.
For the organizational duties and all these other things like spiritual life.
Yeah, should not be compromised.
Yeah.
This is what I follow.
Yeah. No, I think it's very necessary for this approach, this perspective.
Because in our life, myself, Guru and Krishna, no others in the between.
In the end, it's only that.
So that is our goal. So we have nothing to do with all this. Many things can happen in the world. Changes can happen. So we have to stick to our path. That is our path. Organization is helpful. It is like supporting things. If it doesn't happen, what can we do?
It's very correct. Gurudev always said to me, when you cross over to Vaikuntha, only person that matters is the boatman that takes you there and the owner of the house in Vaikuntha, Bhagavan and Guru. The rest, they can be your friends, well-wishers. You can do so much good with them. But the boat is for one person only. Each person's boat is individual. Yeah. You will not go holding hands with your friends, you know.
Nobody will be there with.
So this is important also to remember. Maharaj, I have to ask you one more thing before we finish, because I had come across your Kirtans before, already on YouTube, and very nice Kirtans. Maybe speak a little bit, if you can, what is your mood of Kirtan? What is the right mood of Kirtan from your point of view? How to cultivate that, like, because everybody, I feel like everybody has their own mood, their own perspective on this, and some people like to make Kirtan more of a social event, more of a party atmosphere. Some people a little different. What is your perspective, your mood?
It's a very good question. Actually, Kirtan, like we are nowadays going on, devotees do, mostly you can tell that maximum is entertainment. And those who are others, those who are other than entertainment, those practice Kirtan as part of their sadhana. Yeah. For them, they should follow Guru's mood, Guru's instruction. So for me, my Kirtan life started with my Gurudev's instruction. Before I was singing, when I singing some bhajans, my Guru Maharaj, Govinda Maharaj called me. Oh, you sing the songs of our acharyas. Because I was singing other songs, acharyas and Gaudiya Vaishnava songs. So this is how Guru specified. And when we go to the acharya songs and then sing, we see that their mood is mostly like a mood of separation, mostly. There is some kirtans for festival, like a Badhai Kirtan, like this. But mostly separation mood, because sadhak is, we are hankering to get the mercy. We are in that position. We are not like that, we attend something and we are happy. We are hankering to lament, hankering to get crying for mercy. So this is what the mood, and that mood is Karun Ras, is very, very necessary, I think. Although we do other kirtans, but that is very necessary. Our heart, insidely, the kirtan should be crying from the heart to attract the mercy of the Lord. That is most important. And same mood was with Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj also. He asked me specific kirtan to sing, especially kirtans of Srimati Radharani, Gita Govinda. Mostly Gita Govinda he was hearing. Whole book I sang for him. And other great Sanskrit kirtans, Goswami's kirtans. So this is what Guru Maharaj, although devotees always tell that sometimes you should be sing for public. I try. But internally it comes, because this is planted by Guru. The seed is planted by him. And the machine is fitted by him. So I am machine. So, but Kirtan should be sincerely from the core of the heart for crying for the mercy of the Lord. Then this is a part of our sadhana, then we'll get perfection. We'll attain bhakti one day, surely. But otherwise, normally Kirtan, if somebody is doing like for pleasure, for entertainment, everyone involvement, like party you were telling, so that is also beneficial. Kirtan is always beneficial. Even chanting by attentively, inattentively, by any way, they'll get benefit. Benefit is always there. But telling for personal level, your benefit, you want to maximum benefit, it should be like this.
It's nice that you mentioned this crying, because I remember I listened once to a lecture of Govinda Maharaj, and he was putting so much emphasis on crying. Yeah. You have to cry for God, cry for Krishna, cry. Always crying. So maybe just explain, because some people take some people cry sometimes. I see people crying sometimes, and I look and I think, I'm not sure if this is from bhava or
From
if
the
this
heart.
is from just sentimentalism, right? Maybe if you could just, what is the point of this crying really? What is this really?
This will not happen artificially.
Yeah.
This will happen when you have a attachment for somebody, then crying will come. So attachment doesn't come in a beginning level, Well, like you have attachment for your guru.
Yeah.
And then you miss him, you feel separation from him. That will make you cry. When you are serving for the, like you have one kirtan is there in our Gaudiya kirtan, Radha Krishna Pranmor Jugal Kishore. That my Radha and Krishna is my soul, life and soul. And life and my life is for their service. You see, when Gurudev told me, if you go through the kirtan, the songs of our acharyas, you read them carefully, you feel automatically that mood is coming. This is why I emphasize to sing the songs of the acharyas, because they have given the mood in their kirtan. It is there. By singing, it coming automatically. But if you sing any kirtan, it is not by our acharyas, so mood may not come. But when you sing like the songs of Narottam Das Thakur or Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you automatically, I think the mood will come. Because they have given this like this. The song, Bhuliya Tumare Charan, Sansar Asya Pe Nana Vidat. Oh Lord, I have forgotten you since time immemorial. I have gone to this material, fallen in this material world. Please save me, give me shelter. So this is automatically the mood is saying this. Prabhu Tava Pada Juga, at your lotus feet, I'm only praying this, I'm only want this. So these are all like begging, like praying, like approach is a deep sentiments. It automatically will come. I think we follow the Acharya's Kirtan, automatically come, and if it will not come artificially.
Right.
It will not come artificially.
So the tears come from this longing, from this attachment. Attachment in a good sense, because of course people understand attachment
that
also
is material
negatively.
attachment. Attachment to Guru and Krishna, that is spiritual.
Yes. Very nice. Maharaj, thank you so much. This was a really nice conversation. I appreciate very much your insights, because I see so much similarity, honestly, with what I have learned from my Gurudev, and I see that there's a lot of wisdom in your words, and I think it's important to emphasize this let's say maturity and this spiritual life, focusing on spiritual life, not compromising on spiritual life, prioritizing spiritual life above all these other quarrels, conflicts, organizational duties, whatever it may be that is always mixed with this kind of life that we live.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming and having this conversation with me today.
Thank you for giving this opportunity for spreading the message, and this is all the message of our Acharyas, Vedas. So I'm very, very grateful to you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Jai Gurudev.
Hare Krishna.